You know, with silver stocking, every time you think you have all the angles covered, there's always something else that you never thought about. Now, yesterday's video was actually pretty enlightening about, fake silver and does it have a place in your stack? Again, right off the bat, people's instant reaction is, why would I want fake silver? But, when you actually game it out and talk it through, maybe there is a place for fake silver in your stack. It's crazy, but again, these are things that you wouldn't think about on a daily basis, and it surely is not something that the main bullion channels are going to talk about when they're, hyping up their bullion dealer. They're not going to be talking about you should go to wish.com and buy some fake bullion. Anyway, some of the great comments from yesterday, I just wanted to quickly recap, were that, with fake silver, you could potentially, if you were getting robbed, you would use it as like a faux distraction safe, like, have a safe filled with fake silver that you could easily, give away if you needed to distract from your real stack or things like that. Now, a lot of you also in the comments were like, well, you're just inviting getting shot. Again, we're talking about the real SHTF here. In that scenario, you don't have to come up with a reason to get shot. You'll probably already get shot. That'll probably be the name of the game. But at least with something like this, maybe you could buy your way out of something. Again, stackers have a real problem with getting over the fact that the general population has no idea what silver is, what it looks like, how much it's, they know that they may realize that there's some value there. They don't know how to test it. They don't know how to, make sure it's real. A thief is just going to take something that they perceive as having value. So does that provide you value? Yes, to me, it gives you flexibility. Again, to each their own. Another thing that was brought up, great points. Again, the comments are solid gold. You got to sit there and read the comments. But another great point that was brought up is, in the SHTF scenario, if you did have the equipment and the expertise, again, that's just one more way that you could, validate yourself and make yourself valuable, to others in that scenario. If you were an expert on coins and metals and things like that, that just gives you an extra edge. How many people would really qualify as that? I don't know. I can't be sure. But anyway, as you can see before you, I have laid out some of my collection of kookaburras. Now, I probably have a couple dozen more than these, but I just don't take them out. But the cool thing with the kookaburras is that these are things that I've acquired over time. It's a good mix, because some of them are, purchased from bullion dealers, as you can see here. Atmix got me on the Privy kookaburras. But then some of these were actually from the LCS, like these guys. These guys, I think, were some of the first kookaburras I ever purchased, mainly because, again, the coin shop that I went to at the time had such a good clientele I'm sure a lot of these were coming in from, kids selling off their parents' stack at pennies on the dollar because they passed away, and the coin shop taking full advantage. But, good for me, right? Someone's got to take it. At least there was someone that appreciated it. But these guys, again, I purchased at the coin shop. Now, these other ones, I like the other kookaburras because they're, because of the privies on them. And there's a bunch of different privies that you can get into. Now, some stackers, true stackers, would say that, oh, premium, why the hell are you paying such high premium for that garbage silver? And they're absolutely right. That is the great thing about stacking. You got to keep everything in context. If you're doing, again, my video yesterday about, adding fake silver to your stack or having exposure to it is just that, if you're doing it for prepping purposes, that's something that you have to think about. It's something you have to game out, understand that, maybe having some fake silver could provide, value to you. It's not necessarily that you're going to go out there and just, hoodwink everybody, to get your, Little Caesars pizza. It's that, if you're getting robbed and they're like, hey, where's your money? Oh, great, my safe's over there. Please don't take my safe. Great, you just took a bunch of fake silver. Good for you. Those kind of things. That's kind of like the lines of where I was thinking about. But I love the comments, again, that I was suggesting a good way to trade fake silver for lead and brass. Excellent. Amazing. See, this is the great part about having a channel. You can really, talk it through. And the great part is, again, so many different perspectives, because, again, my take would be that a lot of people right off the bat would be like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And there were those people, but there were also a lot of people who were like, yeah, no, that is something that I do. I don't hear too much about it, but it is something that I've thought about, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. That's exactly the point, to get you thinking about all these different things with regard to stacking. Now, something else interesting that I saw yesterday that, I saw it on a few channels. I think Sal, Seeker, a few other channels had this, videos about the, what was it, 500,000 ounces or some crazy number of silver eagles that were missing. I guess the story was something along the lines of people were investing with this guy who was supposedly purchasing bullion, and the reality was he was basically just embezzling that money with and leaving IOUs in place of the actual bullion, which is hilarious to me, because the first thing I thought of during, when I was listening to Seeker tell the story was that scene in Dumb and Dumber where they're trying to return the briefcase, and then they end up getting back to the people whose briefcase it was, and they're like, they open it up and it's got a bunch of IOUs in it, and then he's like, what the hell is this? And he's like, those are IOUs. He's like, those are as good as money. He's like, our word is our bond. Hilarious, but it reminded me of that, and it reminded me again of the stacking mantra. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. So like things like the bullion depositories or the precious metal IRAs, Seeker actually said the quiet part out loud, and he was like, he's like, I'm not advocating that you buy paper silver. He's like, but if you're gonna do that kind of thing, he's like, what makes you think that you're gonna get your silver in the SHTF? You think someone's gonna come deliver your silver? And I'm like, exactly. That was my point with that kind of thing. Like, they sell you on it that, oh, look, you own physical bullion, but what's the point of physical bullion if I can't hold it? I can't buy it, I can't touch it. If you don't know anything about precious metals IRAs, you cannot take physical delivery of the metals unless you take a distribution. So, like, unless you're doing, some type of taxable event where that money is distributed to you, you can't touch the bullion. It remains in the depository. Now, again, if you're going to do that, what's the difference? You might as well just buy paper silver. Well, my bullion's in a safe somewhere. Great. If the system stays status quo, you can, trade up the paper silver for physical bullion. But if the system comes crashing down, you're no worse for wear, because no one's going to come give you your bullion in that scenario anyway. Again, all those people that we talk about with guns and weapons and blah, 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 the bullion depositories are going to be among the first places to get robbed. So, yeah, there's that. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was the workers or the security guards who went and robbed it. I mean, again, in the SHTF, wouldn't you? If that was, you had to do what you had to do, of course you would. These are all crazy things. Another crazy thing that I, encountered yesterday with my video on fake silver was, I'm very amazed by the amount of people who seem to think that there's still going to be any honor or, moral code in the beginning days of the SHTF. As we saw with the pandemic, people just become irrational idiots, like right off the bat. So, thinking that, oh, well, we're going to sit down and we're going to do a little test on your silver. And no, you guys are going to be meeting in a field, with arms raised and, just waiting to get shot from the sidelines to trade up your loaf of bread for, your pittance of silver. That's how it's going to work. It's not going to be, some established system. If you believe that, then you're basically saying the system will stay status quo. You're basically a believer in the system at that point. Because if not, if you're a true believer in the actual SHTF, then, you have to realize that everything goes out the window. There's no rhyme or reason. People just go back to those animal instincts. And yes, the people with brass and lead, unfortunately, are going to dominate. Now, you got to either outsmart them or find something else, which, again, that's the key there. They may have weapons, but it doesn't mean they're the sharpest tool in the shed. So there's going to be some leeway there that you can take advantage of. Anyway, yes, so many interesting things going on in silver, and I'm just here to bring it to you.